and welcome back to the Hall Prison Universe. I'm King HP, otherwise known as Father,
And I'm Kier.
and today we are going to talk to you about Venom, Let There Be Carnage, end credit scene. Oh, if you go see, go.
Yeah, make sure you stay. You just gotta stay about 2 minutes after after the credits start rolling. Basically, everybody in the theater got up and left. They didn't know, but you got to see it. It's a
You ain't
must
tell
see.
them?
Yo,
Let me say this. Can we give a round of applause to Marvel? Let's give a round of applause. Let's give them a round of applause. Sony too, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell this is Marvel's baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, if you haven't seen it, spoiler warning. There you go. All right. We are going to ruin it if you have not seen it.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it and you don't care, tune in right here. Stay put. Okay. So, end credit scene starts off with Venom. He's now with Eddie Brock. They have a good relationship now.
they hit a Hank Pym at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp
What's the Hank Pym?
when they went on the island and like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So they got this retreat, you know, and basically they've come to grips with the lethal protector, right? As he refers to themselves. Venom. They're watching Telemundo. They watch.
Some sort of TV show, and Venom's talking to Eddie. What's he talking about? He was
So there's basically talking about the relationships because
Yeah.
he says something about keeping secrets because of what they're watching on TV, right? So they're watching something on TV, and you know Eddie Brock basically says to the effect of, "So you keep secrets from me? This is information you have to. It's gonna have to register. This might be the most startling sentence in MCU history, right? And you might not even know it at first, but Eddie Venom goes in to tell him that, you know, we as symbiotes have over 80 billion light years of knowledge from across the universes. Okay, that sentence, and he mentions the hive mind. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, the hive mind, you have to read King in Black, the Null storyline for Venom, right? Elaborate a little bit.
so basically, so Noel is basically the king of the symbiotes. He kind of made the symbiotes,
God of the symbiote.
the god of the symbiotes, and so we think that he was referring to Noel as the hive of the symbiotes.
Well, the hive mind is actually like within Null. Think of it like a matrix computer, right? Or think of it like a hard drive. So all the information is stored there from symbiotes. So symbiotes on Planet X, whatever they're seeing and doing is connected to the other symbiotes and Null through this hive mind. And when Venom mentions this, that's kind of key because that means the Venom symbiote doesn't have to go through something to know of something, right? Something else can happen to another one and he sees it and he remembers it. Why is this important, right? He even tells Eddie Brock, this is too much information for your brain, right? But let me give you a taste. Let me give you a sliver of it. Let me give you a piece of this, right? All of a sudden, Eddie Brock concurs. He's like, all right, let's go. Let's do it. And what happens?
All of a sudden, everything just starts getting all bright and shaking. And then they're not watching the TV show they were watching earlier. Now it's on the Daily Bugle News.
So the lights change. Also, I don't know if the little details. It was nighttime
Yeah.
when the conversation started. When they went through this shift, the room is shaking. You can hear Venom say, "What's going on?" Literally, not Eddie Brock. You hear Venom say, "What's going on?" Now, remember, he was just going to show him a little sliver of the 80 billion light years of multiple universes, right? Of information, just a sliver of it, right? But then when they come up, the bright light spinning, the room is different. I don't know if you noticed his backpack. His backpack was different. The ceiling was the wall. Everything. The bed was different. He said, "What is that? what is that?" Right? Like he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? About. I mean, it was a blanket rolled up. You see the movie, you decide what you think it is. Okay. Anyway, they're in another place, and like you said, what was on the TV?
Yeah, the Daily Bugle from the end of Spider-Man: Far From Home, not the one from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
No, we're talking about Far From Home end scene. And who gets on the screen?
And so we see J. Jonah Jameson talking about Spider-Man murdering
What does he say?
Mysterio.
He says Peter Parker calls my man out. Eddie Brock he flips back to Venom. And then Tom Holland in the suit, unmasked, is on the screen.
And Venom licks the screen.
Yeah, Venom, but this is key, right? Remember I said the most important sentence in MCU history thus far, right? If not the, one of the, right? He licks the screen, but he says, do you remember what he said?
He looks tasty.
That's not what he said.
Well, he said that.
That's not what he said. He said, that guy. Right on Tom Holland, right? Mm. So, hold on. So right on that part, he says, that guy, right? And now let's think about what that hive knowledge. So he said across universes. So here's the hunch, right? If anything happens to a symbiote, it's stored in this hive mind. Mm-hmm. We know Venom has tangled with Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3, right? We didn't like that Venom. We didn't like that 10 minutes of Venom we got. But it was Venom.
Correct.
We do know that throughout the numerous cartoons, animated series, and stuff like that, Venom is tangled with him. We know What If is a cartoon as well, but yet it's canon in the MCU. Things that are happening in What If are in different universes.
The multiverse.
In the multiverse of this canonized MCU. Theory. Everything that's ever happened has been recorded to a symbiote is recorded in that hive mind. So Venom has knowledge of it. And when he sees Peter Parker, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, even though he's unmasked, he doesn't recognize Tom Holland. But the suit, he says Peter Parker, they say Spider-Man, that guy. That guy. Right there. Right? So now, Venom's officially in the MCU. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not sure if we're gonna see him in No Way Home though. But
why do you think that? Why do you think we wouldn't?
I feel like it's a little bit too early. Because he's all the way in San Francisco, and how are you gonna get in New York, where it all takes place?
We don't know where Venom's at because he was on the island. There's no island in San Francisco. We don't know where he's at.
I don't know.
He could be at Catalina Island. He could be in Haiti.
I just don't.
He could be in Cuba. He could be in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? My man could be out there. Eddie Brock could be out there.
It's just, I'm pretty sure. I think we all know that they're trying to do a Sinister Six with No Way Home, and I just don't. Venom is never really part of a Sinister Six.
Okay.
Not much. He's like barely.
But look at it like this.
I don't think he'd be in it.
Look at it like this. The MCU has made. Who made Ultron in the comics?
Hank Pym.
Who made Ultron in the MCU?
Tony Stark.
Okay. So, what you saw before might only be the reference. They can make a Sinister Six. They may not even call him the Sinister Six. They may just call him the Six. Right? I mean, like, honestly, they may just refer to him as the Six. And then someone say a quick sentence like, that they're so sinister, right? But they'll never be referred to as the Sinister Six. We just don't know with the MCU because they make slight changes and some bigger changes, right? But what I do want to say and get across is Venom is now in the MCU. So fathom that, right? Tom Hardy's Venom is now in the MCU. He needs to go home. Or does he? Or does he? Right? Venom ends. Venom has made peace with his girl, whatever, right? 'Cause she's about to marry old boy. Anne, right? He made peace with Anne. She about to marry old boy. He even told her to take care of him. She told Venom take care of him. Peace. So does he need to go back? He's on the run.
I don't know.
I mean, he might not need to go back, which would leave him stuck in the MCU. Or he does need to go back because you're not kin here. Because, okay, we said spoiler warning, right?
Yep.
Okay. He killed Cletus Cassidy in his universe.
Exactly.
And make sure you check out the spoiler-free review for the Venom. If it's not out by the time you're watching this, that means it's about to drop because we already got all that recorded, so it's all about to drop. But make sure you check that out. He kills Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah, he eats a symbiote and kills him. Drops the F-bomb on him too.
My man, right? So he gets to the MCU. There could be Cletus Cassidy still available, which could make for a much better movie, right?
And possibly a bigger and badder Carnage. Not saying he wasn't big and bad in this film, but I think he had more potential.
One that will require him to need more assistance.
Yeah.
Right? One that will require him to maybe have to holler at Spider-Man.
Which happens in the comics too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a Kong versus Godzilla or a, but it would make sense. They got a problem, and next thing you know, they got to team up. I mean, we've seen a lot of movies like that lately, where that seems to be the trend, and it's called like so and so versus so and so, or Batman v
Superman.
You know what I'm saying? And they got to do a team up. So we're all familiar with this, but don't call it Spider-Man versus Venom. Just call it whatever, or call it Maximum Carnage, right? And the story is available now again because you beat Cletus in your universe because your universe didn't have a Peter Parker, or it has a Peter Parker, but he's not radioactive, right? He's fine. So again, Venom being an MCU, all the new villains he gets to go against, and Venom being part of the Dark Avengers and the Thunderbolts, right? Now you have this Venom, and he's a good looking Venom. He doesn't have the Spider-Man logo on his chest.
I think he's gonna get it eventually though, because I'm not trying to refer to the comics all the time, but the reason why he has the logo on his chest in the comics is because he took inspiration from Spider-Man, and since he hasn't met Spider-Man yet, there's no way for him to really get the logo.
Well, with that being said, an inspiration, right? It could happen to where he works with Spider-Man. The symbiote comes to Spider-Man, takes some of his abilities, sees that he can maybe mimic them, and then puts them back on Eddie Brock. And now Eddie Brock's got the logo, right? I mean, it could work. MCU is genius. Let them tell these stories. There's only very few loose ends and a couple loopholes, right? Like the Bee Watcher from WandaVision. Like, where did he go? Where is he gonna end up? Right? We don't know. Loopholes like the things in What If, which we got you guys covered. We're about to start dropping those here very, very shortly.
Possibly today or tomorrow.
That time you're clicking this video and watching it, you might be finishing it up, and then there's a new video. So definitely check it out. But yeah, with that level of excitement, we gotta definitely be on the lookout. No Way Home, and then the Multiverse of Madness. I expect to see Venom in No Way
and
Home.
Venom 3. Venom 3 is rumored to have the multiverse in it.
We'll see what happens with that. How far down the road is that? Who knows, right? We still got a Morbius movie, right? We do got Aaron Tyler Johnson, the guy who played the Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. He got picked up for the lead role for the Kraven the Hunter movie, right? So Sony are these guys coming to the multiverse?
And the Vulture's in it from
and Morbius.
Yeah,
absolutely. We've seen that in the trailer. So, what caused this blip?
I think stuff with Doctor Strange and the TVA are happening at once.
I think exactly. Loki, I think what we're gonna see is misleading. What we see in the trailer is a little misleading. it makes it seem like Doctor Strange is solely responsible, and I don't think that's the case.
Exactly.
I think
I don't think he was even trying to deal with the multiverse. I think he was just trying to wipe the memories of everybody. But the stuff that happened in Loki ended up interfering with what Doctor Strange was doing.
Preach. You know what I'm saying? We gonna salute you from off the top of the thinking cap. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely think that's the exact same sentiment. Or he who remains, as he was referred to, referenced, we've now crossed the threshold. So we have to figure out what that threshold is. Is it Doctor Strange doing the experiment at one time? Because remember, Far From Home takes place like
a few months after Endgame.
Yeah, and WandaVision takes place 3 weeks after. So
yeah,
Far From Home is actually after WandaVision.
When does Falcon and the Winter Soldier take place?
6 months after. They said that in that one episode with Torres, and he was like, matter of fact, it was the first episode, and he said it's been 6 months, so 6 months after. So it's WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier taking place at the same time as Far From Home, and I think this is where you get some continuity issues. You're gonna have those whenever you have as many projects as Marvel. Marvel's got 31 projects up and coming right now, right? You're gonna have continuity issues, small, like you had that in the first Spider-Man movie, Homecoming. They said it was 8 years later, and it was really the math didn't line up. So it's going to be little small blips and things like that there because things change, especially with COVID, as they've had to reverse orders of shows and projects just to make things, make ends meet and things like that. So again, be on the lookout. Let's see. Bless you. You know what I'm saying? From the Hall Prison Universe, straight from the heart. So at the end of bless you again. This is 2 times. You know what I'm saying? If you, at the end of the day, let's see if we can get a third one before we get out of here, right? But at the end of the day, we like to definitely put those thoughts in your head. Theories. Drop your theories below in the comments. Tell us what you think. Drop your theories below in the comments. Tell us what you think. Let us know in the comments. And you never know. We might have to make a video out of your comment because it might be something very interesting, very fascinating.
I'm holding in a sneeze.
All right, so we're not going to get that one. But, hey, thank you. Again, we were gone for a very long time, but now we are back. Make sure to show your support. Click the like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We'll have some random drawings coming up. We got some what-if coverage coming for you. And we also going to have a spoiler-free review of the Venom movie as well. So if you haven't seen it, or you're on the fence about seeing it, or you're wanting to know if you should see it, we got you.
Definitely got to watch it.
Definitely got to watch it. Definitely got to watch it. Well, again, thank you for tuning in. Click the like, subscribe,
comment,
and
share.
leave a comment and share. Absolutely.
And turn on post notifications. You always got to know when you're dropping a video.
Especially now. We are back. We are back. Right?
And we're doing way more stuff than just reviewing and all that.
Stop motion. It's got that. Oh, man. We are so deep into production. So definitely tune in. Thank you guys for clicking the video. Thank you guys for the support. And until next time, thank you. Hall Prison Universe. Until next time.